Hi, I'm Anand Chaudhary and I'm from John F. Kennedy Middle School. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to find out missing angles in a right angle triangle and the missing sides in a right angle triangle. So, let's just get started. Here we are given a question. In the following triangle, find the missing angle and sides. So, as you can already tell, we're going to be doing multiple things. The first thing I want to get through is solving the angle. So, we're given the fact that this is a a right angle triangle because it has this little square, which means 90 degrees and 65 degrees. Now, if you didn't already know, all the angles in the triangle have to add up to 180. So, if we add 90 to 65, if we add 90 to 65, okay, 90 to 65, here we are given 155 degrees. And as I said, the triangle's angles have to add up to 180. So if I do 180 minus 155, I'll get the answer. So the answer is basically 25. You can even check my work here. So 25. 25 would be this angle. Okay, so basically I can write x is equal to 25. That's the first thing I want you guys to know. So no matter what type of triangle it is, all angles must add up to 180. And in a right angle triangle, it's much easier to find out the last angle. Okay, so that's the first thing it says. Find the missing angle. The second thing it says, and sides. So here we're going to use some of SOHCAHTOA, which we learned in the previous videos. So I'm bringing back our old friend here, SOHCAHTOA. And let me just briefly recap it. So is basically sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. So we're going to be using this to find out our sides. The first side I want to find out is side A. So I think the thing we could use here is TOA because it's opposite over adjacent. And here we have our angle 65. So if we find the opposite of it, it's equal to A, and then adjacent is 5. So we're going to be using tan. My accident. So tan of 65 because we're going to be using tan. So tan of 65 degrees. Tan of 65 degrees, because that's the angle we're doing tan on, is equal to A, because it's opposite. So A divided by adjacent. The adjacent of this angle is 5. Adjacent is 5. So now, just using simple algebra here, if I want to make this from A's point of view, I would do multiply by 5 on each side so that this 5 would get crossed out on the side. So at the end, if I do multiply 5 on both sides, it's equal to 5 tan of 65 degrees is equal to A. Okay, it's equal to A. And here, it's okay if you use a calculator. Here I have my calculator. Hopefully you can see this. So what I want to do is first I'm going to do tan of 65. So, tan of 65. And I get 2.144506921. And then I'm going to multiply it by 5 because that's what it tells me to do. And if you guys don't think so, I'm just going to add a little multiplication sign in between there just like that. So, and then I'm going to multiply the answer by 5. And I'm given 10.72. Though it doesn't tell me what to round to, I'm just going to round to the nearest tenth. And that would mean that A is equal to 10.7. Okay, so that's right there is what I did to find out what A is. And so I found out in the angle X, and I found out the side length A. The last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to find out what B is. B is pretty simple. If you want to know how to do this, please check out my video on the Pythagorean theorem because that's what I'll be using here. So I have my two side lengths now. A is equal to 10.7 and this other one is 5, and then we have the hypotenuse, which is B. So this, remember, the longest side is always called the hypotenuse on a right angled triangle. So now what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm going to do a squared plus 5 squared is equal to b squared. Now, since this, a is pretty complex, I'll be using a calculator again. Just wait a second. So let me just put 10.7 here so I don't forget. 10.7 squared plus 5 squared is equal to b squared. So now, over here, if I do this, so it's 10.7 to the power of 2. I get 114.49, which seems pretty about correct, because the square root of 10 is indeed 100, and then if I add 0.7, it'll be around that. Now, I already know this 5 squared, which is 25, so I'm just going to add 25 here. 25 here. So now, it's going to be 139.49 is equal to b squared. So if I want to get rid of the square, I just square the other. I just find the square root of the other side. So b is equal to the square root of 139.49. So now if I do that on the calculator here, I could do, let's see, okay, so I'll click second of this. So now I have the square root sign here. And second basically means, on a calculator, the little thing written on top of the main button, and it'll just do that. So I did second of x squared, which is basically the square root of 139.49. And that is equal to 11.810. But since I'm just going to round to the nearest tenth, because that's what I've been doing throughout this whole video, b is equal to 11.8. Oh, I read it wrong. There's a point there, so 11.8. So it'll be 11.8, and since the next one is 1 and it's lower than 5, I round, so it's 11.8. So that's basically how you find all the side lengths on a right angle triangle and find missing angles on just a triangle. So I hope this video helped you. Please check out my other videos. Please like and subscribe to the video, and thank you for watching.